It's been a couple of days since the yurt's gone up. We haven't done a huge amount. Bit of tidying up, bit of organising, moved in and just relaxed. We're both exhausted, Sarah's had a bit of a cold and I've been worn out. So we've just chilled out really, recuperated. So let's check out the yurt now. And there it is, in all its glory. This is how it is at the moment. There's a few bits to do, which I'm going to busy myself doing today. Sarah's cold. So you notice those straps on the top are twisted and not flat. That's because they don't flap when they're twisted, but when they're flat they do. We've had a bit of wind already and it's made that horrible noise. This stake here is holding on the crown cap at the top. Now the reason I've put that on there and not around the sides, I've just screwed them to the sides first. But the reason for that is that during the first couple of days we noticed that there's quite a lot of condensation inside the yurt, which we kind of weren't expecting. But thinking about it, there's no ventilation in there really, so any sort of wet clothes or any moisture that's in there can't escape. So what we've discovered is we've done a bit of research and discovered that you know, we need to take this crown cap off on a sunny day, particularly this time of year, because all the crown over the top was getting wet and behind the poles were getting wet, and then of course like that's a great breeding ground for mould and mildew and all that sort of stuff. So get the wood burner going, get rid of all the moisture, back down. Just a practical exercise you have to employ if you're living in a yurt. What I have noticed is not so bad on this one, but the water's dripping off of this skirt and down the pole. So I've got some damp proof course which I'll just staple to that, just around the sides a little bit, and then I'm going to take this skirt off, take this strap off, lift it up and put the same around that, just so that doesn't suffer with the wet. What else am I going to do on this today? Just here, they need to be further over, so I'll probably bring that foot over to here a bit more and then tie this back, and then that needs to be on the inside. So now it's time to relax into it. We've got somewhere nice to stay. I'll just go and show you inside, but we're going to tidy up first. This morning's task is installing the burner. I also need to make an insulated flue. Finding the right one locally is just going to be a nightmare, so I've decided to make my own. And what I've got is 125mm flue, which fits on the wood burner, a 200mm flue, which this will slip over the top of this one, like so. I bought a bit of rock wool fiberglass insulation, which is fireproof. So the cavity between the 125 and the 200mm will get filled with that. It only really needs to protect the poles next to the opening where it's going to go through. So the 125mm will go through the hole in the roof. This 200mm will sit over the top of that, and I'll cut it to the angle of the roof so it looks nice and flush. And then this will fit over the bottom of that, like so. So you don't see any of the insulation, it doesn't drop out, and fibres and all that sort of nasty business. And then I've got a 90mm hole saw to drill a hole in there and use like a Jubilee clip to hold it to this. So that's the theory. Let's see if it'll work. So, 90mm hole. Okay, it's going to be like that. Revised plan. Use the 90mm hole saw to score a line so I can cut to it with this. And as if by magic, Jubilee clip. So let's just test it. That'll sit like that. Get the insulation to hold that pipe central, and then clamp that up properly. And I think that will do. So I have my basic line, which follows around. Right, this is how I'm thinking about this. I've got my marks. I know how to cut this square, because you just wrap a bit of newspaper around it and line up the edges because they're uniform, parallel. I'm using the same principle here. I did try it with just tape, but it didn't work out. Right, grinder. So that wasn't too bad for a first attempt. So it's going to sit like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw around there, around here, and obviously the other side, and trim it to fit. Right, so that's cut to the proper shape now. And have a look. Let's see. That'll fit something like that. I've got to attach this pipe to that one. One insulated flue pipe. There's nothing. All right. I don't have a Jubilee clip large enough to put the sombrero on. That's called a sombrero because it says. So I've joined two Jubilee clips together, and I'm going to do this one down here, and then I'll join that up on there. Wicked. That looks high enough, doesn't it? Let's go and light it. And there's a good thing about making mistakes with the tongue and groove, because I've got loads of offcuts. Right, here goes nothing. It's chugging. We'll give that 10 minutes and see how it goes, but it's smoking. Well, that works a treat. This is too hot to touch. That's well, that's quite hot. And I can touch that. Lovely. Tidy.
Yeah, we're tidy. Ready for visitors. So before I show you, I just wanted to point out Yurt Workshop there. This video is not sponsored in any way, shape or form, but this is who we got our yurt from, for those of you that are interested. Rob and Ratner was super helpful. Rob, especially for talking us through the buying process and designing our yurt, picking the size and the layout and everything. And Ratner was super clear, super organised, and runs a really tight ship in that workshop. We went to visit them, and a brilliant team putting together this incredibly engineered and well crafted beast of a home. So
should we leave a link in the description?
Let's leave a link in the description, you can check them out. So this is what we've done with the place. Come on in. It's really cosy. Let's start with the wood burner. Matt's done a brilliant job of heating a kettle at the moment, fitting the flue, and this place just keeps the whole place toasty warm. Sometimes it's like an oven in here, and it just dries everything out. We've got our towels here drying out, which is not recommended. Do not dry wet washing in a yurt, but slightly damp towels, these are dry in no time at all. We've got a super comfy bed. This bed is just, after camping, the bell tent was great, but after camping on a slight slope of uneven ground with whatever sort of futons and yoga mats and bits and bobs we could cobble together, this has just been an absolute godsend. Really comfortable, really good night's sleep. We have a window here that opens differently to the door. The door opens outwards, the window opens inwards, and it just provides really good ventilation. Up here we also have the crown. The fabric on top of the crown flips right open, so we can have an open skylight, and we can also fit a fly net to that, mosquito net, so that we can get ventilation without all the flies coming in. We have a sofa. Now, if you are putting up your own yurt, don't forget to put big items like this in before you try and erect the rest of the yurt, because you won't fit it through the door. So we remember to do that. You'll see various little bits of decoration around. These crocheted flowers and bits and bobs are what formed part of our wedding ceremony back in May. These were gifted to us by various good friends of mine, and they're just sort of decorating around the place. This is my workstation. A really important part of our lives is obviously funding our lives, and I'm able to do my work from here. I work as an online therapist and mental health trainer, and this is where I can see my clients and teach from, and it's a really comfortable, warm, dry space with internet, with electricity, everything I need. We bought these the other day in Porto. This is from a great holiday we had we went and stayed in a shepherd's hut in the Lake District. We were there for 3 days, and it was the 3 days that we were really poorly with COVID, and that was about the only souvenir we could get from the blacksmith that around the site. So yeah, that's up there too. What else can I show you? We've got some storage behind the sofa and here. We've got more stuff we need to move in here, but for now we're cosy and comfortable. We even have the slow cooker plugged in, making us some delicious food right now. So I think that's what we're going to do next, right? Have some lunch.
For those of you that are interested, the yurt name has kind of chosen itself. As much as we don't think we should name the yurt Yvonne, but it appears that we both thought of it at the same time, didn't we? And yeah, it just kind of named itself really. So Yvonne it is. We did like Bert the yurt.
Thanks, Sam.
But I think being that it chose it at its own birth,
Yeah.
I think it will be fitting. So we'll have to get a plaque made up saying Yvonne.
Really?
This is the only evidence that it's going to be called Yvonne. Not that there's anything wrong with the name Yvonne. It's just not for a yurt.
It just tickles us every time we say it, and the fact that we both thought it at the same time is just too synchronous to ignore, really. So Yvonne it is.
Yvonne it is. So what a week. It's been nice that it hasn't been so crazy hectic with building stuff and deadlines and bad backs and rain. It's a beautiful evening. We've got a beautiful yurt to stay in. It's going to be nice and toasty and warm tonight, dry. So have a good weekend. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.